Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs rookie guard Stephon Castle is adding to his award collection as the Rookie of the Year was also named today the NBA All-Rookie First Team. Speaking of the NBA, the conference finals get underway tonight as the Timberwolves are in OKC to take on the Thunder for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, which you can catch right here after Extra Innings will pledge on 94.1.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up,
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. However you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in at sasportstar.com, listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you are watching online, that's right, we stream all of our shows live online, whether that's the Morning Huddle from 6 to 10, the Blitz from 2 to 6, or right here on Extra Innings. You can catch us on YouTube at SA Sports Star. Just go ahead, like, subscribe. Feel free to comment along with the show, or you can always get in touch with us the old-fashioned way. Just call on in, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Lots going on in the NFL as they are at the owners' meetings, voting on things they didn't in the March meetings. And, you know, we got the passing of the flag football for players to be able to play in 2028 when the Olympics are in LA. But as always, the tush push continues to be kind of this glaring beacon to every team not named the Philadelphia Eagles on, we got to stop this because they're the only ones who are good at it. Nobody else can figure it out and nobody else knows how to stop it. To me, they're just the best at it. You can't stop it. That's on you. But what do I know? The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob, they were talking about the tush push and the potential rules changes that are on the docket this week on the Morning Huddle from 6 to 10 right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The other thing that's on the news in the NFL today is the tush push vote is back. The Packers have
they kind of tweaked the plan.
They revised. Yeah. Yep. There's a they now that we will know. When are we going to know?
They're going to vote today or tomorrow.
I think it's today. Yeah. They planned on sometime between today and tomorrow. So the NFL meetings, they're in Minneapolis right now. They start this morning. They end tomorrow. So they're going to vote on it sometime in the next day or two.
This annoys me because the league obviously doesn't want it. You know, they don't want it, but they're so feckless they won't just say no. And you know, I get the fact that owners have to agree on it, but the league came out and said, was some kind of bogus doctor, well, not a bogus, their league doctor said that the studies have shown, and evidently whatever studies they've said, that there is an increased risk of some kind of neck injury. All right. There's no statistical proof to prove that because we've never had a neck injury during a tush push. But when they come out and did that, that told me, well, the league doesn't want it.
It says, though the initial language seemingly targeted the Bills and Eagles by specifically seeking to eliminate pushing immediately at the snap, the revised proposal is broader in an effort to entice more teams to vote for the ban. The revised proposal would return the league to the rule it followed until 2005. And that means they need, when they did it in April, 16 were in favor, 16 were against.
Mm-hmm.
And they need 24 out of 32 to give the thumbs up for it to change. They also they're looking this week at changing the playoff seeding format, the onside kick, and the flag football vote. I think the flag football vote's already happened and has passed. But that decision is made. But that's what they're talking about this week up in Minneapolis.
I think most of us are 50-50. I don't think there's anybody absolutely pro, and I don't think there's anybody absolutely against. But I do know
there's Eagles are absolutely pro,
and in Green Bay. But I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about us fans. I'm not against it. My first attitude is, if you don't like it, stop it. If you want it to go away, figure a way to stop it. But that very response is the reason I do think it should be banned. Just because it's not about. I mean, it's a brilliant move, and yes, you have figured out. You have cracked the code. You found the glitch.
I just don't understand why that's allowed, but like jumping over someone to block a kick is not allowed. It's just inconsistent.
Well, everything about the modern football game is about moving the ball, progress, scoring, big yards. But this little thing that provides a guaranteed yard and a half, no matter what. I'd rather see. Maybe incentivize a play act, something to where maybe it's easier to throw for a touchdown. I don't know, but I know this seems to be an exit rant off of the Autobahn. This game is fast paced. We want lots of yards and touchdowns and tush push, stop the clock. Wait, okay, first down. Let's put on the gas again. It just seems like let's stick with the general theme of modern football is let's move the ball.
I think people are generally annoyed with the fact that. And I'm sure it's more so when their team plays against the Eagles that they're more annoyed by it. But when it seems like the Eagles just get 4 downs every time,
and they do,
so like we're so used to, we made a stop. It's on 3rd and 2, we stopped them for no gain. They're gonna punt, and now it's like, well, maybe they're not. Well, and then all of a sudden it's first down again, and now you're pissed off. Like I think that's what it really boils down to. And the response
would be: remember when somebody invented the wishbone or the option, and the quarterback was pitching it to the running back, and everybody went, "Wait a minute, that's not stoppable." Hey, wait, that's not fair. You came up with something that we don't know how to defend. What happened? What would have happened if they just said, "All right, no more wishbone, no more option," because defenses just aren't made to stop it, guys. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I feel like with the tush push. Like, we're going to have to stop it because nobody can.
I think what it'll take is somebody will get hurt doing it.
Well, that's the fear and the hope for some. I think it's not going to get banned because competitively, if I'm a general manager, if I'm a coach, what are you talking about? Talk about this is no rule breaking. This is just something we found a wrinkle, and guess what? We won the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I just don't think it's going to go away yet.
Well, the reason why I do think it will go away.
You think you're going to find? Well, they got to get 20 teams to vote.
24 out of 32.
Ooh, that's a big ask. But maybe, I hope.
Well, here's what makes it easier. How many teams have Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen?
Exactly.
Like guys who can actually do this, and the other teams are going, we don't have that. Well, we don't like this.
And that's kind of a weenie way out.
It is. It sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not crazy about the rule one way or the other. I don't like particularly when the Bills do it because I worry that Josh is going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Bills fan, I'm fully aware that if Josh Allen gets hurt, the Bills are probably the worst team in the league.
Well, I'll tell you this. If they don't outlaw
turn into the Panthers all of a sudden.
If they don't outlaw it and your favorite team does not have a tush-push package, has not gone out and actively gotten the road grader guards or whatever it takes for this to be successful, the giant quarterback in Josh Allen, the quarterback that can leg press 1,000 pounds, and if you're not actively going to augment that little play, you're not doing your due diligence.
No,
you're not doing your work. Every team better have a tush-push package
and you
next
also
year.
Better figure out how to stop it. Every team needs to figure out how to stop it.
One way or the other, it's going to be part of the competitive advantage that Philadelphia has had, and you're going to have to chase them. If it passes, you better have the men to do it.
Yeah, I do think that if they are going to keep the rule, they have to adjust the rules on defense and let these guys push into each other too.
Whatever the case, exactly. Maybe that's how we fix this: is just make it stoppable.
And then also, again, I go back to why can you do it on offense, but you can't do it on defense? You can't do it on special teams. It just seems weird. Just make it consistent. You either can push someone from behind or you can't.
Right.
You can either use someone to launch or you can't. Who we were talking about? Who had the idea? Did we say we read someone had an idea of getting?
Oh, it was Leach.
Mike Leach. Having a dwarf get the footballs, take the snap and just throw
him over the line,
throwing him over the line and getting 2 yards.
That'd be cool.
Where's it stop?
Or I can give a guy a boost to block a field goal. If we
Right.
really want to have some fun, we can have some fun with this. Like is it rugby where they lift the dude up to throw it in bounds?
Yeah.
Well, start if you want to do this. If we can augment with another person, all right, let's do it.
Well, I'm down.
Look, figure out a way to stop it. I don't think they're doing anything that's different than what anybody else can do. They're just better at it than you are because they have a quarterback and an offensive line that are both suited for it. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Martin called in. He's got thoughts on the tush push. What's up, Martin?
Hey, so why don't the other teams put some of the big fan ass offensive linemen to try to stop it? You know what I mean?
I mean, they could.
I mean, you could, right? I mean, there's no rules for that, right?
There's no rules against putting offensive linemen on defense on the defensive line. No, there's not.
Just do that. And second of all, I'm not going to talk about Schottenheimer. I have a question. Okay, you as a talk show host, when I go to training camps and stuff like that, does your station tell you what questions you can ask and not ask?
No, we never get told that we can't at least ask a question. Now, they can decline to answer a question, but we are not off the table from asking anything.
So why is it like East Coast and West Coast and, why doesn't someone ask Jerry Jones, do you know what you're doing? For real.
I mean, there's a little bit of tact involved, and I appreciate the phone call, Martin. Look, Jerry Jones gets asked a lot of times if he knows what he's doing, basically, without being asked directly, do you know what you're doing? And look at the roster he's assembled this year. I mean, it's a great roster. They, by all accounts, had a great draft. They've added in free agency and through trades. And look, last year, I truly believe he was so mad about what happened in Green Bay. He let the players twist in the wind. He didn't sign anybody. He watched people walk out the door, and he truly believed that he was making a point to his players, to his coaching staff, to everybody involved. And nobody responded well to it. And I hope that's why we're seeing the culture change that we are when it comes to Brian Schottenheimer. Speaking of Brian Schottenheimer and the coaching changes or the culture changes going on inside the building at the Star, he took the podium, and it is easy to see why they love that guy inside the building. We'll get into it next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
You know, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community. From installations overseas to the communities you call home, wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Join the Blitz this Friday at the new Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. It's the best happy hour around with $2.50 drafts, $5 wines and wells, and a list of $5 bites with free giveaways every hour from 2 to 6. This Friday at the Lion and Rose, located off I-10 at the Dominion exit.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Being arrested isn't just a setback. It's a nightmare that can destroy your life and reputation. If you want to rewrite your story after the worst night of your life, you need an aggressive, skilled defense team. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates. We're here to make sure your one bad night doesn't turn into a lifetime of regret. Protect your reputation. Contact Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates. Your defense starts here.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. I am James Pledger. Appreciate y'all riding along with me tonight as we take you up till 7 o'clock, get you ready for the NBA Western Conference Finals. Game 1, Oklahoma City and Minnesota. It all gets underway right here at 7 o'clock. I will get you going on to that. But in the meantime, lots to get into as OTAs are underway, and man, they had a bunch of people show up, be in attendance. Micah, who's dealing with, trying to get a new contract, reports, would he be there? Would he not? What's going on? Remember, these are voluntary OTAs. You don't have to be there. And looks like they had a pretty good turnout. I'm seeing, speaking today, Kyrie Elam, Solomon Thomas, Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, George Pickens, all trying to get on the same page together, which is great news. And it means great things for Brian Schottenheimer, who is a first-year head coach and first-time head coach. And so it's good to get the buy-in from the players. And it sounded like we had that buy-in all along. Those guys have really, rallied around the hiring of one Brian Schottenheimer, both sides of the ball. Lots of people speaking very, very, very highly from him. And I told y'all, as soon as he was hired, give the hire a chance. You're basing it off a guy that you really don't know about. As a guy who broke down a ton of sound from the Cowboys throughout the week, Brian Schottenheimer, even though we didn't use much of the offensive coordinator sound because he wasn't a play calling offensive coordinator, man, I just really enjoyed his press conferences. He was a great listen. He explained things, thoroughly thought out, was genuine, and that comes through in his interviews. And it is great to hear from him. And there's a lot that goes into Brian Schottenheimer and the buy-in that the Joneses are giving him. I mean, look at the way they've drafted. He talked about wanting to run the ball and work off play action. What do? Zach Martin retires. They go out and they get Tyler Booker, not the sexy pick, and a lot higher than a lot of people thought he would go in the NFL draft. But they wanted to reinforce the trenches. And then they go out and get him George Pickens, a good number 2 solid wide receiver. We were wondering the whole time. They got him a Jalen Blue. They got him a Javonte Williams. They got him a Miles Sanders. They've added to this team on both sides of the ball, things that they didn't do last year. And he's also changing the culture, I think. And that's going to be a big thing. And I think, great organizations have great cultures, and it's about the buy-in you get from your players that kind of dictates that culture. And, D'Amico Ryans, it seemed to be an instant buy-in. There seemed to be a lot of the swarm aspects, the team embraced, whether you're looking in Kansas City or Philadelphia and knowing your role and fitting into that. The Patriots back in the day. A culture is set from within, and it leads to success on the court. Now, you got to have the success, and those are going to have to come, and he's going to have to make coaching decisions that are going to be very, very important, and juggling calling plays along with also handling the responsibilities of a head coach, challenges, et cetera, et cetera. And he's going to have to lean heavily on his staff because of that, because I think a head coach, his best quality is being able to delegate, to take things off his plate and listen to other forms of information that come into him. And it sounds like this is the kind of guy that Brian Schottenheimer is going to be. And earlier today on the Blitz, Jason and Joe were talking about some of the things that really perk your ear. And I tell you, man, when breaking this down and the way he talks about culture and talking to players, there's a lot of pop in there when you hear about his love for his players.
Cowboys feel pretty good, according to everything we're hearing out of the Star today.
New life and kind of refreshing coming from the Dallas Cowboys. And Brian Schottenheimer still has to go win a lot of games. And for me, not overly excited about his hire. The longer he has had this job, which is still, you could count him in days, the more I am excited about what Schottenheimer can do. This guy wins every press conference. Now, he always had good press conferences while he was a coordinator, but it's the little things that you're hearing from Schottenheimer that feels different than what you had with McCarthy, than what you had with Jason Garrett. And I'll just start with the press conferences. And I believe Wade Phillips was the last coach of the Cowboys that used to sit down for his press conferences. And I remember Wade one time telling me he doesn't like standing at the podium. He likes to sit down and he's kind of eye to eye with everybody. When you're at a podium, you're talking down to people. Wade didn't like that, right? Schottenheimer, every one of his press conferences, there's the podium there, but he sits at a table. He's kind of eye to eye with everybody in the room, a little bit more relaxed. And then you hear him talk. And again, dude still has to go win football games, playoff games. But everything that he is saying with the explanation that goes with it is just so night and day different than what you heard from McCarthy, who was a lot more open than Jason Garrett, who was just a robot. Now, knowing Jason, and I used to say this to Jason Garrett when he would come on the show. Why can't we get that Jason Garrett as opposed to the robot?
What would he tell you?
No bulletin board material. It was seriously.
All right.
I mean, I said to him one time, we were in Oxnard, and we've of all places, the Rudder Room. And
a lot of truths are told at the Rudder Room.
Lots of them. And I was like, dude, I feel like every time we interview you, no matter what is asked, you just reach for an index card and give an answer on whatever that card says. The personality we don't see. You see that with Brian Schottenheimer and his explanations on ways that he is trying to change the culture in that room, the way they compete every day at almost everything, including, I don't know, free throws on a daily basis.
Anywhere and everywhere. We do some things in the team room. We do some things in my office. QBs, I just lost to the QBs in my office. Actually, Dak was my teammate, so I guess Dak lost too. He'll be mad that I told you guys that. But yeah, it's just the central theme of the program is compete every day. And so we find different ways to do it. We look at what's going on in the world. Congratulations to the Stars. I think that's, really cool for Dallas professional sports, what they're doing. So at some point in a team meeting, we might, shoot at some goals with a hockey stick and maybe a soft puck, not a hard puck. But we look at different ways to compete. And we did something for the Masters the other day that was pretty cool. Had a putt off, but get these guys in different types of environments and ask them to do different things. And it's fun to watch these world-class football players that absolutely suck at shooting free throws. I mean, literally, like, I'm not going to say names, Osa, that really was not very good, but it's fun to watch these guys compete and get outside their comfort level to try to one-up each other.
I got to hand it to him, Minix, and I mean this in all sincerity. The way he's going about this and easing himself in and maybe it was easier for him because he's been in the building already, but just, meshing with these guys and forming a bond with them. The thing that's going to be interesting to see is when you have some adversity, and will the players still respect him, or is he too much like a friend to them? That'd be my only concern.
Well, I mean, building a culture, having these guys compete in a lot of different things, and little stuff that seems to go a long way. And like they put a ping pong table back in the room. Now you might think that's not a big deal, but it kind of is.
Yeah, we just moved it in there because I want this place to feel, I want our players to want to be here. I want our players to come in the locker room and for us to have to kick them out. And they have their time frames that they can be here and whatnot. But I love playing ping pong. They love playing ping pong. It's fun to watch these guys compete. It's fun to watch the interaction with the offense and defense and watch the talking that goes on. The guys that can finish, that have maybe a 9-8 lead with 2 more points needed. It's fun to watch those guys step into that arena and compete at things that maybe the world doesn't know they're good at. And that's one of the cool things that Micah does. He thinks he's the best ping pong player in the building. And there's a handful of guys that would disagree with that.
I always found that great at Major League Baseball locker rooms. They always had that, or they're playing dominoes or cards or ping pong, or whatever the case may be. But you're right. No, look, those guys have a lot of time to kill, probably a lot more than NFL players do. But still, they're in there, they're having a good time, and they're all bonding together. And so I think what he's done is a great idea.
Well, what I like about that, and I mean, raise your hand if you knew that McCarthy had it moved out. I'm assuming McCarthy had it moved out. Oh, that, yeah, right. But it does so many different things. One, like you said, those guys are in there a lot, and you want them to stick around. So there are more reasons to stay at work. I don't know about you guys, but work's over, you get the hell out of there as quickly as you can. If you had a fun environment and you're waiting for your guys, but also I'm going to guess that there's competition between offensive guys and defensive guys.
Sure.
Where a lot of locker rooms get separated, offense on one side, defense on the other. And it seems like Schottenheimer is trying to take that away, and not just necessarily, like shooting free throws or playing ping pong, but even team dinners, which it sounds like he's stealing right out of the Greg Popovich playbook.
Well, I can't tell you exactly where we'll be. I do always pay, so that's cool. I do always pay. We do change the menu up a little bit, but we try to get 4, 5, 6 guys together and Just go talk about life. Football rarely comes up. These guys, we do plenty of football. We do football all day long. What I want to know is why Javonte named his dog what he named his dog, and why, what did this story come from, and all those things. I don't remember what Javonte named his dog. That's terrible. But
that's bad coaching.
Those are the things that I love talking about. And then for them to share their stories with their teammates allows them, when they're out there on the field and they're having a tough day and it's hot and they're pushing through a padded practice at Oxnard, they're able to truly pull together and work together. And I think that's going to help us finish games, finish practices. When you have a tough moment, you have a tough stretch in the season, you work through those problems because they believe in one another. And more importantly, they love one another.
You know, it's hard to argue or find anything negative about what this guy says or how he's going about approaching this time of the season, which is OTA time. It's voluntary still. But all of what he's doing right now is he's so calm. His demeanor's calm. It's family. It's all, about getting together and getting close. And it's hard to find anything negative in that. I mean, it really is.
Again, very likable and easy to root for Schottenheimer right now.
Yep.
And I think there were a lot of people, myself included, that weren't overly excited when he got promoted. And he's quickly changing minds of fans. And not just me saying that, but you can see that on Twitter. You still got to go win games. I mean, it's May 20th. If you're not winning games, then we'll turn on a dime. Think about that. Think about last year. Early in the season, there were questions whether Nick Sirianni was going to make it through, and a guy goes and wins a Super Bowl and now gets an extension.
That's all you have to do.
Well, that's it. No pressure, Shoddy. But he's just likable, seeming more relatable. That video of him the other day on the golf course, and Micah was like, "What are you drinking?" He's like, "I call it a Shoddy." There's some Tito's in here, and what is it, 3 lemons or 3 limes, whatever he said.
I think some iced tea as well. I don't know what else he said.
But again, though, I mean, he seems very relatable, which, to give Jerry and Steven some credit, they know that Schottenheimer, which is why they elevated that Schottenheimer. We didn't know that Schottenheimer before. So I mean, sure, give him a chance, but he's winning over the fan base, and it seems like he's winning over the players, because all those videos we saw, like with their schedule release, they're out there having a good time with their coach. I don't know that we saw that with Mike, and I don't know that we saw that all that much with Jason Garrett. There was a time and place to have fun, but you didn't see those guys let their hair down, if you will, the way we're seeing early with Schottenheimer.
And that's great for building team chemistry in a locker room. And it seems like the players have a buy-in, and it seems like the owners have a buy-in. And there's other parts of it, like Will McClay saying that Shoddy was an instrumental part of bringing George Pickens into this locker room.
You have to establish a culture that holds everybody accountable. You got to care about people. I think Shoddy's whole kind of process of putting the team together and the way that he's approaching it is, hey, we're going to have open conversation. We're going to have open dialogue. We're going to treat you like men. And then also it's on the player having to grow up, but it's us also having the things in place to ensure that he has an opportunity to receive it, to achieve his full potential.
And that thing in place is Brian Schottenheimer, who is changing the culture. And, I really like this hire. The more and more I hear from it, I warned everybody that you would like what you hear. But as Jason said, it does come down to wins and losses. And it's going to be very important for them to probably get off to a faster start. And winning cures all ills, as Jacob Eric so eloquently puts in our YouTube live feed. A lot of people asking if I have a date tonight. I don't. I just like dressing up from time to time. I like to look good. Joshua Jimenez saying Cowboys might have found their guy, and the Texans could lose the title of best team in Texas this offseason. We'll see. It all comes down to wins and losses. Nick Caley also saying the right things, doing the right things, giving CJ the power at the line of scrimmage that he didn't have under Bobby Slowick. So you can hear it later. Will Anderson had some very positive things to say about the changes in the offensive line room. You'll have to stick around for that. You also have to stick around because I've got an early screening, or at least pass for 2 of y'all, to go see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning tomorrow night. It is at 7:00 at AMC River Center. Your chance to win that coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, more big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th, right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pockets. You can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get a free quote at ethos.com/win. That's ethos.com/win.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
How is it you not buckle? Tammy, we're not going far. But I know these roads well. This big old truck will protect me and you. Ugh. Am I gonna get a ticket?
Save the excuses. Click it or ticket.
day and night. A message from TxDOT.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey guys, are you or your spouse looking to lose weight in time for summer? Head over to any Synergenics or Low T Center for prescription weight loss treatment options. If you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. I appreciate everybody for rolling through tonight. We're taking you up to 7 o'clock as we get you ready for Western Conference Finals Game 1, Oklahoma City and Minnesota. You can catch it right here. Looks like a bunch of the Sams trying to get a party to go in one of these days after the show, saying Rupab Angry Elephant. Yeah, that's my spot. We're going to do it. I say that's a good place to do it. It's very chill there. Also, I saw earlier, I believe it was JC asking me about golf, getting into golf. And just go hit balls, go putt, just repetition, man. And the more you do it, the better you get. And it's fun. It's fun to go out with your boys on the course and drink for 4 or 5 hours and just kind of hang out. And a lot like Brian Schottenheimer said, everybody's talking about the ping pong. Not everybody likes ping pong. It's not always ping pong. He was talking about putting contests. He was talking about, bringing in a hockey stick and a soft puck. He talked about a free throw contest. I mean, he enjoys competition in every facet of things that people are doing there. And I agree with that. It's awesome. And you're not going to be the best at everything, but you always want to prove you can be the best at everything. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. Quarterbacks, San Francisco 49ers, they paid one of theirs as Brock Purdy got some money late last week. This morning huddle, oh, man.
I'm done with the Brock Purdy slander.
Here's what they had to say about it.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Throwing money around like a drunken sailor. Just throwing money out the window.
They don't run out of money.
Well,
they remember last year it was Christian McCaffrey. They paid
Debo.
Brandon Ayuk got a bunch of money. Nick Bosa got a bunch of money. Trent Williams got a bunch of money. This year it's been George Kittle got a bunch of money. Then Brock Purdy got a bunch of money. Now Fred Warner's getting a bunch of money. Like everybody's getting a bunch of money. There's no rules.
Well, we watched the Rams do it. You can go all in a couple of times. This is their time. They haven't been all in, and it's been because of Purdy, and they were skillful in the contracts that they signed before they had to sign that big deal for Purdy. And Fred got a good deal, but it's linebacker money. It's not huge.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the highest paid linebacker. I made a joke, Micah. You listening? Micah's going to make a lot more than that.
Oh yeah.
His hand goes in the dirt, but it is a sign.
He's an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, he defines himself as a defensive end. Those guys get paid. But it did tell you which way that Micah's contract is going, and that's at the very minimum a starting point for where the money is going to be. I think that they're not in great shape.
Their offensive line still needs some help. They've spent some places where I might not have spent because I was kind of surprised they signed Fred Warner. I thought they would have spent that money someplace else.
Well, I was kind of surprised they signed Brock Purdy.
Really?
I mean, I kind of was.
It wasn't. They didn't get hammered. This was a very appropriate deal. I didn't think that. I mean, Purdy didn't take him to the cleaners. He got paid for production. He did get money for taking his team into the playoffs and doing some things, but they didn't give him ridiculous money.
I mean, $53 million a year.
Well, it is. This is life, brother. Jeez. I mean, it sounds terrible, but in about 12 months, he'll be the 10th highest paid quarterback. It's just how things happen.
He's seventh now.
My thought is, I don't know if he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks.
Well, no, but you do know what you got, and a lot of times that's better. You know, at least I know where I am, and I know things I can't do, and sometimes that's as important as knowing things I can. So you got the best offensive mind in football, at least one that deserves to be sitting in the room, and you got a quarterback who you know ain't going to lose anything for you. So I get paying him. They paid him more than Baker, and I would have patterned the Baker Mayfield approach. What is exactly middle of the road? And they got as close as they could.
He got his numbers aligned with Tua and Jared Goff, Justin Herbert.
So, I mean, it's really not a bad deal.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just hard to get past the millions, but we have to get past that. And remember, that's just monopoly money. That's just what the mercury is rising as the heat goes up. So we got to pay it. But at the end of the day, he didn't get stupid Dak money where you go, man, you guys are crippled.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Well,
considering what one guy's accomplished, and I mean,
but think of what they've also been able to do, and for the most part, the Cowboys, while they hem and haw, and it makes a lot of press, we know Micah's going to get paid. We know that Trayvon's going to get. I mean, everybody getting paid. It's just the Cowboys just make a much bigger deal out of it than the 49ers do.
Yeah, I'm just not sold that Brock Purdy is a dude.
But what would your alternative be? What would you, if you had that? Would you have just? I'm not saying you'd cut him, but I mean, what would you have done a year ago? Would you have gone ahead and drafted or signed a free agent?
Someone that would have been a reasonable alternative, and quite frankly, because I know that I trust Kyle Shanahan to get more out of someone than they'd otherwise be able to give.
I mean, that's why we have Purdy, but. I think that the 49ers are to a point where this iteration of the 49ers, if it doesn't happen this or next, it's not. I mean, we can just admit the fact that they're not done, but the clock is ticking, and it's not Purdy's age; it's everybody else around him. We're just running out of time with the stud players. They're just not going to be as good as they are right now 2 years from now.
I guess the appeal of Purdy was always that he was really good for the amount of money he made.
Well, I think we're past. I mean, he's a really good quarterback. He's not a great one, but if I go into a game knowing these are the 3 things I know I can't do, but these are the 8 things I know he will do without a mistake, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'm if I'm 49er fan, am I overwhelmed? No. It's kind of like having.
I feel like it's having Jared Goff
or Tony Romo. I'm trying to apply something where the guy does enough to keep you happy. Heck, he's going to win 10 games. Falling out of bed, he'll win you 10 football games.
Look, Brock Purdy, and Sam says Jimmy G did good there. Yeah, he's the only one. And Jimmy G was at least somebody that was a semi-known property. Jimmy G was Jimmy G in San Francisco. There wasn't any extra pulled out of him by Kyle Shanahan. He gets this QB whisperer tag, but other than a top 3-4 pick in Matt Ryan, who was already a good quarterback, who is he really elevated to any status? Trey Lance didn't do anything there. Jimmy G was exactly who we all thought he was. He wasn't any better or any worse. And everybody else has just been okay. And I heard this morning, AJ talked about Matt Schaub. He was like a position coach, if that, maybe an associate coach of some sort when he was on the staff. Gary Kubiak got the most out of Matt Schaub. So it's always easy to think the grass is greener on the other side when it comes to quarterbacks, when it's really very rarely. Look, they have been searching for a quarterback in Pittsburgh since Ben Roethlisberger retired, and they still haven't found one. The Browns have been looking one for what feels like their entire franchise existence since coming back when they left for Baltimore. It's not easy to just go find a quarterback. I wish it was. Sometimes you luck into them. Sometimes they fall into your lap. And other times you're left looking for them forever. And when you find one, you keep them around until you got the next guy already in line. You don't jettison one in hopes that the next will be better. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. And that also applies to Dak Prescott, by the way, Cowboy fans. Get another guy in the building, sure. And when he proves viable to take over, let him take over. But Dak, just like Brock, just like any other good enough quarterback, you keep him around until you find the next. You don't jettison good without having an exit plan. Otherwise, you're looking at a season with Tyler Shaw as your starting quarterback. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Remember, coming up next, we got tickets to go see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning tomorrow, an early screening at AMC River Center.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, San Antonio, this is Kelly Finglass, Senior Director of the world-famous Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. Don't miss your chance to see our all-new theater production, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders on Tour. A night of dazzling performances, electrifying dance routines, a Q&A session, and even a live audition. We're coming to you for one night only, May 25th at the Majestic Theater. Tickets are limited, so go to DallasCowboysCheerleaders.com/tour to learn more today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
And Doug.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. You made it to the end. I appreciate everybody that did. For your patience, I give you a chance to go watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning before it comes out in theaters tomorrow night out at AMC River Center at 7 o'clock. If you're caller number 5, I will hook you up with a guest list in order for you to get into Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning tomorrow night out at the AMC River Center. 7 o'clock is the showtime. 6:45, you're encouraged to show up by. So if you want to go, you want to check out the last installment of this Tom Cruise classic franchise, come on in. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 6, you will be going to check that out right here on San Antonio Sports Star's Dime. I appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. We'll make it happen. We'll do a power hour with Pledge or something one of these days out at the Rue Pub. Just keep it locked right here. We'll set something up. But caller 5 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You're going to see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning with Tom Cruise out at the AMC River Center tomorrow. See it before it comes out. Remember, call those that you love. Check on them. You never know what people are going through in life. Until then, we will see you tomorrow right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember,